Welcome to your third and final part of the crash course on Achieve 3000. This one is going to focus on the data analysis. With a program like this with so many reports and so much data to look at, you need to know which ones to use, when to use them, how to analyze them, and how to help your students move forward. So in order to see any data, you're going to go to the admin section, which is right up here. And once you go to that section, you will have several different options, such as this: user administration, student work, usage reports, performance reports, assessment tools, and even home communications, where you can have parents log in and give them information about how their students are doing. So the user administration allows you to edit your class, create your class, change their usernames. If anyone's having a login issue, you can find their passwords. You can also set the time of day in which students are able to use the program. Some people may prefer that they do not do it after school hours, and you can set that up so that they can't log in. Others may want it to end at a certain time, let's say 9 p.m., so you don't have kids doing it too late. So there's a variety of options that you can go through in the user administration. These are the other sections. There's student work, which is over here on the top left. You can sort by the different tabs that we went over in the first segment. So if you want to just look at the math problems for each article, you can click on that, and it'll bring up each student with their answers to just the math problem. The usage reports are pretty cool as well. It gives you an opportunity to see how often the kids are logging in, how much time they're spending on the program, how many activities they're completing. You can also see if students are not fully completing the activities because they won't count. Performance reports will take a look at how they're doing on their Lexile levels, what improvements they're making, and assessment tools will also help you with some of the initial placements and check for any kids who have not taken certain parts of the Achieve 3000 program. So one of the better reports is how a Lexile performance has changed over time. Now this is something that's updated on the 1st of every month. So if a student's Lexile level, as we'll look at here in September, the initial placement test was a 970. 4 activities that he did moved him to a 1035. That means that these 4 activities were all on that level of 1035. As he moved up in October, his Lexile level is now 1155, and all 5 of the activities he did were on that Lexile level. So each month the Lexile level will change. It will go up or down, and for the remainder of that month, the Lexile level for those articles will remain the same. And you'll notice here over time we can take a look at all the months, go all the way over to June, and you can see that the current Lexile level is 1220, which is a nice improvement from the initial placement of 970. You can also sort this by marking period, smaller ranges. It has to be at least a month, but you can search by 2 months, 3 months, in any way that you like. So here's a monthly glance at the articles of a given student. So if I were to click just on the month of May, you'll notice up here it shows that we're in May and that there were 7 articles done by the student. It shows you what the articles are over here. You can click on them and get into the article. You see the Lexile level that was assigned to the student for each of those articles, and you can see the student average scores on those 7 articles. So he has a 73% on the first try, 88% on the second try, and here are the dates and times in which those articles were completed. You can also view the questions and the student responses. If you click on one of those articles, go back for a second, if you click on any of these articles over here, it's going to bring you up to this screen. So now you can see that I've clicked on Birth of a Nation, Secret Tunnel Found in Washington's House, and you can see what the question was, if they got it correct or not on the first or second try. And you can even click on the links and see more information. Okay, here's another report. This one is based on standard, so you can take a look at all of the types of standards that are offered by Achieve 3000, and it sorts them by different levels of mastery. So we have a section over here where mastery is demonstrated between 80 and 100%, which is where they should be. It also trickles down to additional practice recommended and aggressive intervention recommended if it's below 65%. Cool thing about this is there's recommendations given regardless of their level of mastery. So here, if you look at the first two, when it comes to reading strategies before, during, and after, reread to make sense of difficult paragraphs or sections of text, this student is at 80%, but there's still articles that can be recommended to work on that specific standard. Down here, we have a student that's at 100%, and they still have articles that can be worked on for that particular standard. Down here, you see that this particular area infers specific word meanings in the content of reading passages. This student has answered 28 questions at a rate of 75%. That falls into the additional practice recommended range, and you can assign these articles, one or all of them, on this same exact standard for additional practice, which will help you track any improvement that the student may make in those areas. So when you click on Assign, you're going to get to this screen right here. It'll show you the 3 articles again, and you can check 1, 2, or all of them. It also shows you a date that you can assign the activities. Maybe you want to wait a week. Maybe you want to have the student work on some other items in addition to Achieve 3000 to supplement it. But either way, you can set the date at which this will go to the student. You can also include a message letting them know why they're receiving this email. It could be because they need additional practice, or it could be because they're doing very well and you want to see if they continue doing well on a particular standard. Now, student emails come through Achieve 3000. They're emails they receive on the website. It's not something that's synced up with their Gmail account. Every time you assign an article to a student, they do receive an email on Achieve 3000, but they don't have to look at it if you're not writing a specific message, because that article will automatically appear on the home screen. So right here, if you're assigning this article, or all 3 of these articles, they will automatically appear on the date that you assign on the home screen, so when the student logs in, he knows they're there. But if you're going to be writing specific messages to your students about the articles, you're going to want them to check the email section so that they can read whatever it is that you've attached. Usage report is another great feature, because this shows us a lot of information on when the students are logging in, how much time they've put in. If you look over here, we can see our roster. We can also see the Lexile level that these students are currently at. Here's the number of logins. And remember, some people could be out on vacation. Other people work at a different pace than others. And you can tell here that we have a student logging in 106 times and another student as low as 72. And for a variety of reasons, one of the benefits of this program is that the students can work at their own pace. Sometimes students are doing more articles in a given week than other students, and sometimes in a given day, they're able to do more as well. This shows you the last login, total number of activities, and the number of total activities recommended by Achieve 3000 is 40 for the year, and we see here that all of our students participating have surpassed that. Here's your weekly average, their average score on all of the activities. Some other information over here, the number of total hours. But the usage report is definitely something to keep the kids accountable for completing the articles and for making sure they've done the amount of articles that you'd like them to do in a given day, week, or month. So with many different reports available, it is important to find out which ones to use and when, and there are several others, but these are some of the more useful and important ones that I've found so far.